Hello listeners, welcome back for another interesting story. Leave your thoughts in the comment section.
Am I the a-hole for charging my son rent that he has to take to jobs? About 4 months ago, I 54M decided to start charging my son 21M rent. He has a job and is planning his wedding, but moved back in after college, so I decided it was time. I set a fair rent for our area and expect monthly payments from him, and I fulfill all the duties a landlord would in exchange. He has not shown any opposition to this despite objecting at first, and since he's an adult I assumed he agreed with me that it is only fair. 2 or 3 weeks ago, my wife asked me if I had noticed anything off about him, to which I answered no honestly. She said that he had more or less withdrawn from us, so she talked to him, and he said he was fine, just tired. She pressed him on the matter and he admitted that he had taken a second job, driving for Uber at night and on weekends, so he could make rent and save for his wedding. When my wife told me, I was honestly proud. I've always kind of seen my son as fiscally irresponsible, but here he was doing what it takes to make ends meet. I told her so and she stared at me like I had just grown a third eye. She asked why the hell I was proud to have pushed our son to working nights and weekends just to make ends meet. She called me cold-hearted and a sociopath, which is just plain untrue. I had just exhibited emotion in front of her. Anyway, she asked if I was going to give him a break from the rent, to which I said no, because why would I? What landlord would sacrifice their own income like that? She told me that she would start paying his damn rent and stormed off. She's been cold and callless to me ever since. I charge him $1,800 for rent, as it is the average rental price in our area. So I'm wondering, I guess, am I the a-hole for charging my son rent and being proud of him? Additional comment from OP. I see it as an opportunity to teach him about responsibility. To be frank, I don't need the money. I don't like the implication in several comments that I'm leeching or that I am poor. I'm charging him $1,800, which I think is fair considering we live in a pretty safe area. It includes his room and a bathroom shared with his brother, and of course all the living areas and the kitchen.
Here is my 2 cents. As a landlord, he is not the a-hole. He has the right on his property and can charge whatever he wants, and he fulfill all the duties as a landlord, so that is not a problem at all. But as a father, he is a a-hole for charging a high rental to his son that he has to take to jobs to make ends meet. The lack of empathy to his son's situation is appalling, especially that the son's is doing it to save money to get married. OP mentioned that he doesn't need the money. He just wanted to teach his son responsibility. He is creating an arbitrary obstacles that his son has to conquer. Aside from the other things he has to do, OP is basically just making his son's life harder for no reason, aside from giving him a lesson to learn. I don't think the son will learn the lesson he intended to teach, but more of resentment as he started to withdraw from his parents. It won't be a shocker if OP will not get invited in his son's wedding, or even more than that in the future, lol. But what OP needs to do is be more empathic to his son and be more flexible, as his renter is just not any other person. It's his son after all. They should communicate and set the amount that will works for both of them if it's possible, not necessary super lowball. OP is treating it as business after all. Whatever OP do, it will affect his relationship with his son moving forward. That's all for me.